Hello and welcome to Riga, Latvia, where we will have all of the action from the Drift Masters European Championships Round 4 coming right up. Yes, it's Riga, baby, and again we'll be seeing homegrown wildcard entries taking on the top drivers from the very best of European drifting on a super high-speed track. On the back of some incredible action in the first 3 rounds, we head north to the Baltic coast for more as the battle for the championship hots up. DMEC still leads the way with 245 points. 2018 champion James Dean is in second. There's a little bit of daylight between him and Jack Shanahan on third. Gregors Hipki is tied in fourth with the ever-consistent Finn Juha Rintanen. Lithuanian Benediktas Churba is in sixth with 140. Tor Arne Kavia, the Norwegian, is in seventh. Then it's the young gun, 16-year-old Connor Shanahan, looking to improve on his eighth. Pavel Korpelinski is the sole pole, sitting in ninth, and Max Heidrich rounds out the top 10. OK then, that's the current standings. Let's hear from some of the drivers with their thoughts on Riga, ahead of the top 32.
Riga is a highlight of this championship for me. I've driven here before 3 times. Not this track layout, they've actually changed the track layout very slightly, and to actually drive this is going to be incredible, and I'm super looking forward to it.
To go from Poland, a tight technical track with, at night and stuff, to go into this track here, an entry at like 150 kilometers, it's like, wow, it's fastest track I've ever drove on last year.
So overall, it's a high-speed track. I think it's the highest one of the season. It's going to be hard to chase over here. It's going to be quite tricky.
Here, if you make mistake on high, let's say, speed, it's not possible to, correct. It's really hard track for me.
Will be good. My car now is the lowest power in the grid, but I like Riga. Last year I have second place.
I will try to give the best show to the people right here because the crowd is really amazing.
If this weekend all goes to plan, in my head nobody's going to beat me and I'm going to stand on top of the podium, so that's what I'm coming with this weekend.
The drivers looking forward to some great drift action then. But to launch this year's event, the drivers went on a parade around the track, and it was a spectacular sight with burnouts and spins aplenty. As you can see, the track here in Latvia is built within a forest, and it sees the top speeds of the championship, with drivers hitting 140 to 150 kilometres an hour. Here's Dave Egan with the drill down on the do's and don'ts.
In a battle when it's all about full throttle, both cars full throttle, foot to the floor, and that transition or initiation is at high speeds and right at the edge of the track. Get it wrong here, you're in the concrete walls. Then it's full throttle still through the second transition, inner zones and outer zones, and look how close that chase car has to be. If he's not this close on the transitions, he's going to get blinded by smoke and not know where he is on the track, and this is where it gets dangerous. Both cars decelerate to the wall, stay door to door, rub a little bit of tire on paint, and get across the finish line. If you can do exactly that, you're going to be crowned the Drift King of Riga.
OK, now it's time to get into the best of the action from the top 32. The main event got underway with Jack Shanahan looking to return to form against Michael Reichardt. The German made a huge error getting lost in the smoke on run 1. The Irishman cruised through to the top 16 with an error-free run 2. Next up, Lithuania's Andreas Vasiliauskas went up against Matt Carter, and a misjudgment on run 1 saw the Brit up against it as he washed out onto the grass. This gave Vasiliauskas an easy pass into the next round, much to the pleasure of the local fans. Ukrainian Dmitry Ilyuk pushed too hard against Tor Arne Kavia, messing up his line and ending up in the wall on run 1, and the Norwegian was through. Bartosz Stolarski found it difficult against Jordan's Ahmad Dahan, washing out on run 1. The track proving very tricky if you didn't get your line right early on. Dahan played a clean 2 runs and was into the top 16. The championship leader DMEC went up against Daniel Brantner in the round of 32, but clutch issues seemed to give the Irishman problems on run 1, putting him way offline. In run 2 there was contact, and this gave the judges a difficult decision to make. But the Austrian Brantner went through, with Makiva deemed at fault for over-aggression. It seemed Russian Gocha Chivchyan's luck was improving after crashing in qualification. Due to Juha Rintanen's mechanical issues, he went through to the top 16 on a bye. Benediktas Čerba went all out against Mikhail Overgaard. With Rintanen not in contention, the Lithuanian went for a big run to move above the Finn in the championship. Overgaard lost a tyre in run 2, and Čerba was too fast and went through. The drama continued with current champion James Dean going out due to engine issues, his car losing power on run 1 and putting Ukrainian Max Miller through. With Makiva and Dean out, the championship is now wide open. Returning Red Bull drift brother Eli Hutonji was back after missing Poland and had 2 error-free runs against Sebastian Fontin and was in to the top 16. Gregors Hipke and Michael Tulz could not be separated in their battle and went out on a one more time. Another shock was in store with the wildcard Estonian driver going through after Hipke spun out. The informed Martin Richards battled it out against Pavel Korpelinski. It was a close fight, but the British driver went through after Korpelinski shut down on run 2 with a mechanical failure. Local driver and wildcard Eric Ulas went head-to-head against Jack Shanahan and put in an excellent chase run against the young Irishman. The unpredictability of Riga continued, with Shanahan shutting down in run 2, and the Latvian driver progressed, much to the delight of the fans. Joe Hutonji was back in action after missing the drama of Poland and proceeded to put Steve Baggioni out after the British driver made contact with the wall on their second run. 800 horsepower in both cars. Janis Jorka going up against Adam Zalewski. The local wildcard battled hard against the 2017 champion, and the judges put them out on a one more time. The young Polish driver showed his class with a faultless 2 runs, and he was rewarded with a spot in the top 16. Finally, Germany's Max Heidrich went through against another wildcard, Ivo Cyrilus, the Latvian diving too deep on the wall run. So that's the 32 done, let's get straight into the 16. Jack Shanahan was up for it, putting in some great lines in his opening battle against Andreas Vasiliauskis. The Lithuanian made a mess of his chase run and over-rotated. The Irishman was into the Great 8. Ahmed Dahan made it into the top 16 for the first time this year, but came up against the Norwegian sledgehammer, Tor Arne Kavia. Both runs were error-strewn, but the judges sent them out on a one more time. The drivers got it better on the rerun, but it was Kavia that went through with better proximity. Krzysztof Romanowski was up against Daniel Brantner, and it was a close run thing, but a mistake by the Polish driver on run 2 saw him make contact, and the judges put the Austrian through. Russian drift legend Gocha Chivchyan went out against Benediktas Čerba. Both drivers were offline in their first run. Despite damage to Gocha's S15, he chased down with an incredible second run, pinning it onto the door of the Lithuanian, and went through to the final 8. Max Miller threw it all away with a huge mistake in his second run against Eli Hutonji, and the consistent drift brother in his vintage E30 qualified for the next round. Lithuanian Michael Tulz went out against Martin Richards in his Skyline. He lost his bumper in the chase run, and on the second run, an unforced error by Tulz scored him an incomplete. Richards was through. Latvian Eric Ulas was up against the other drift brother Joe in a tight top 16 battle. There was little to choose between them, but Ulas made errors on his transitions, and Joe joined his brother in the Great 8. Adam Zalewski's search for form continued against Max Heidrich. Both drivers were on the edge in run 1 with good lines. However, Heidrich sustained damage to his front wheel after contact with Zalewski, and the rising Polish star was through. That's the top 36 and 16 done. We'll be back with all of the top 8 action after this break. Don't go away. Welcome back to the Drift Masters Championship from Riga. Being this far east has allowed a wildcard entry from one of the true greats in the world of drifting. It's Gocha Chivchyan. Here's Becky Evans with a little more info on his amazing car.
Did you know that here in Riga we are only 200 kilometers away from Russia? And one of the biggest names in Russian drifting, Gocha Chivchyan, is competing here at Drift Masters this weekend. Drifting in Russia has exploded and their national championship attracting fans from all over the continent. Gocha is one of our wildcard drivers here this weekend and he will be driving this incredible 750 horsepower Nissan S15. What makes this car so special is that it's one of the only S15s in top-level competition that has retained its original SR20 engine, as opposed to swapping in a straight 6 or a V8. It has been so highly modified that it screams up to 9,200 RPM.
Great to see Gocha's car in action here in Drift Masters. Let's see how he and the others got on in the Great 8. Jack Shanahan went out against Tor Arne Kavia. Little to separate them, but Kavia overcommitted on run 1. The second run was an epic lead and chase example, but the Norwegian's mistake on run 1 was the difference and ended up putting the Irishman through. Gocha Chivchyan battled Daniel Brantner. Chasing hard, the Austrian got it all wrong against the super-fast S15 on run 1, and the Russian cruised through to the top 4. A contrast of styles saw Martin Richards against Ulai Hutonji, the German being consistent all weekend, and Richards bringing his usual aggression. The judges couldn't separate them, and they went out on a one more time. An incredibly close battle ensued, with Richards taking off the Drift Brothers bumper in the chase, but errors from Eli on his chase saw the Englishman through. A calculated lead run by Adam Zalewski against Joe Hutonji put the German under immense pressure on his lead. The Polish driver put in an aggressive chase and pushed the Drift brother all the way. Zalewski ended up going through with a unanimous judges' decision. So that's the top 8 done. Here's all the drama from the top 4 with your commentators Dave Egan and Ian Waddington.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have got there. We are at the top 4. 45 drivers. They're down to 4th. The pride of Ireland, Jack Shanahan, top qualifier, goes up against Gocha Chivchyan from Russia, the man that wowed us with his chase driving. I advise everyone to take a breath, 2 steps back, because this is going to get intense very, very fast. And here we go. Look at Chivchyan chasing Shanahan into that first corner. Boom, in they go. Look at Chivchyan right with Shanahan. Shanahan on the perfect outer line. Chivchyan almost takes the back end of Shanahan's car off and dives on the inside of the corner. He's right there in the smoke line and they transition together. How is this possible? Back towards the wall they go. Chivchyan now starts to climb onto the door of Jack Shanahan. He's right there pushing the Irishman around the track, and that is what this championship brings like no other.
That is a final battle. Jack Shanahan wants to make this the perfect weekend. It was his birthday today. All he wants to do is get first place on the podium for his birthday.
Jack Shanahan was written off by most critics last year that he didn't have it at this level, that he couldn't cut it. He goes up against one of the biggest battles of his career. He looks quite calm in the car, to be fair. This, you can feel the tension in the air. Chivchyan and Shanahan into the first corner. Shanahan loses a little bit of ground here.
He certainly does, Dave. Look at this as Chivchyan now starts to pull away, but Shanahan dives up onto the side, and a big transition from Chivchyan as Jack Shanahan looks for the side of that Nissan 200SX, and through the smoke comes Shanahan. Big angle, but he's wide. He's very wide. wide, and he almost makes contact with Chivchyan as Chivchyan dives up onto the wall, and Shanahan climbs on the side and pushes the Russian over the line.
Wow, grandstands on their feet. We're on our feet. The judges applaud. Wow. Shanahan has the more aggressive moments.
But he made a mistake, Dave.
But he made a mistake. Chivchyan had the more general proximity. You can see the Irish flags there, but we have a decision. It's Chivchyan going to the final. The Russian has... The wild card has upset the balance of the whole championship. He's going to the final, and Shanahan will fight it out for third and fourth step. The other side of the bracket, just as important now, Adam Zalewski and Martin Richards. Zalewski's got the power, Richards has got the experience, but Zalewski's been there and done that. He's hit a few podiums, including the first round of the championship this year, and here we go, through the gears. Zalewski takes a little look at Richards and says, what you got? And this is what Richards has got, a massive initiation in behind Zalewski into that first corner. And Richards, he's good at diving here. He cuts the course, but it's a late transition. He's in a little trouble here. Zalewski's got to run up, but Zalewski goes wide. Zalewski's off the track. And oh, big angle from both drivers. How are they staying in it? Richards can see nothing.
Yeah, Zalewski's made a huge error. Zalewski's made a massive error, and it looked like he was going to DB the tyre there. As he comes out for the donut, he has DB'd the tyre, I do believe.
Yeah, I think he's DB'd the tyre. I think he's lost his tyre, and Richards had not much option there but to bail out. But to be fair, let's be honest here. I know that if you don't have two tyres on your car, you can't start the run. You also cannot change your tyres during a run. So as far as I'm aware, Martin Richards would take this hands down and go to the final. It looks like confirmation will be coming in very, very quickly. And Adam Zalewski and Martin Richards have been informed, and we're about to be informed, that going to the final is UK driver Martin Richards. Jack Shanahan defeated by Gocha Chivchyan from Russia, and Adam Zalewski unfortunately debeating a tyre, giving the win to Martin Richards. And here we are, the finals are upon us. One of these drivers will take home third step on the podium.
Jack Shanahan to lead, Zalewski to give chase.
Shanahan comes through the gears for the last time in the lead position, and Zalewski does not give him an inch on entry. Pushing into that first corner, Zalewski taking the narrower line, but he's right there with Shanahan. He's not letting him get through as that yellow car comes flying through the smoke, but Zalewski pushing wide again. Can he get back through? Where is Zalewski? There he is, right on the door of Jack Shanahan's car. Zalewski pushes hard again onto the outer zone, but look at Shanahan running the rear bumper all along that concrete wall. The best of the best are proving it on track right now. That's what we came to see. That third place trophy is being fought very hard for right now.
Yeah, one wrong move right now for Jack Shanahan, and it could be the weekend over. They're off the line. It will be Zalewski to lead. Look at Shanahan, big early initiation as he fires the on big angle onto the side of Zalewski's car. Look at Zalewski absolutely flying, but Shanahan's with him. Shanahan not giving Adam Zalewski any room, and he's there. He's all over him. Can he make it for the smoke? Whoa, wow, look at Shanahan as he transitions back onto the door and a big dive up onto the side of Adam Zalewski's car as he now starts to find him one more time and push the Polish champion across the line.
That is incredible, incredible driving. I'm finding it hard to stay professional here, Ian, because it's almost emotional watching these kids come out in front of a sellout crowd in Riga and prove just how good they are. And both of these guys need these results to stay on it, to stay confident, and both are proving why they're regarded as some of the best, if not the best, from their home nations. But here it is, third step on the podium. Who's going to take it home? Well, no one's taking it home. We're going one more time. Can anyone take any more of this?
I think one of those guys is just going to make a split-second decision that's going to throw the battle away, and I think that's the only way it's going to be decided.
Could this be one of the best battles in the history of world drifting? Well, if it was anything like the first half, for a third step on the podium again at 140k again, Shanahan and Zalewski again is right there.
Yeah, he is right there with Shanahan as he pops through the smoke there and puts the front end of that yellow GT86 all on the side of Jack Shanahan's 86, and Jack Shanahan throws big angle and he's trying to throw Zalewski off. Zalewski makes a big mistake as Shanahan gets into the wall and drives away, and that is the chink in the armour from the young Polish driver.
I think that's what Shanahan threw the big angle at it. He threw massive angle at that. He's perfectly entitled to do it. He kept his speed.
It will be now Zalewski to lead, Shanahan to give chase, and Zalewski very fast. He's going to look to try and drive away, but Shanahan's all over him, all over the side of Zalewski, and almost contact on the transition. Shanahan has stepped up to the plate right now, David. He is not messing around.
Unbelievable from Shanahan. Is the closest chasing we've seen today, and Shanahan pins it on the door. He's coming for that third step, and look at this wheel to wheel as they come across the line. What a chase run. There's nothing like that in the world when it comes to chasing. Is it as obvious as it looked to us? Is he going to take third step on the podium, or have the judges spotted something we haven't? Well, we're about to find out. Third step on the podium today is going to be... It's Jack Shanahan. Jack Shanahan takes third step on the podium. He started in third. He finishes the day in third, but his two rivals are out of competition. And here we are, the final battle of the weekend. Russia versus the UK. Fasten your bow ties, it's about to get bumpy as Chivchyan and Martin Richards look across and say, this one is for all the marbles. Top step on the podium. Russia versus the UK. Will Richards have the pace? Will he have to prove his worth? Well, he's going to have to in the chase position. Here we go.
Here we go, look at this, Chivchyan fires in, that is 15 and a little bit of separation, no matter, but look at Richards for a big dive, almost a straight in from Richards, but now he finds the side of that S15 as he does a transitions in the middle of the circuit, almost making contact. Chivchyan on that perfect qualifying line. Richards sets himself right onto the side, but he sacrifices the line and he almost goes wheel to wheel with Chivchyan as Richards pushes Chivchyan over the line, Dave. Oh. And this one is gonna go down in history.
That was incredible. Has the Russian, with the SR20, with the incredible Instagram following, the national hero, has he got it? Right now, this is the pressure moment. Can he produce a chase run like he did all day? Because if he does, he'll take this. Here we go. Take a breath. It's about to get really, really interesting on this track at 140k. Right, here we go. Richards comes off the line through the gates. Look at Gocha, he's right there. He's not backing down 1 inch. And look at this, almost contact on the first corner. Richards goes wide. Gocha right there. Look at this, right onto the side of the door as they transition through the center of the course. Richards starts to put a little bit of a gap. Gocha now makes a massive dive onto Richards' back bumper as they come into that last corner. But Gocha not as close to Richards on his run. And Richards starting to pull, but now Gocha makes the move, but spins. Martin Richards has won it. Has he won it? Has Martin Richards won it?
What did we just see?
It's been one of those days. It's been one of those days.
You said to me earlier, Dave, you said to me earlier, Chivchyan's good, but he's unpredictable, and sometimes he makes mistakes, and well...
I mean, you couldn't write this
was an incredible chase. For me, Martin Richards, he was on an absolutely killer lead line.
They told Richards his car wasn't competitive enough. They told him it wasn't high standard enough. They told him drifting had moved on, and he wasn't.
Martin, what a battle.
I can't believe I'm here. I don't care about the result. I'm just so happy to be here and get this far.
And Gocha, you've come all the way to us here in Riga, and it's been an absolute pleasure. What have you found of Riga? Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, sure. I enjoyed too much. Very good track, very good people, weather, everything. I enjoyed too much. Enjoy. Thank you.
No problem at all. Right, it's over to our guys in the commentary box to find out what the result is.
Thank you, Becky. And who is going to take the victory here after the most memorable event in Drift Masters European Championship history? The judges are totting in their scores, and the winner is... Martin Richards! Martin Richards takes the win, and this team cannot believe it. Drifting dreams come true. And we're going to try and go back down to Becky with an ecstatic Martin Richards. He can't believe he's here. Well, now he's stepping onto top step on the podium. What a warrior, what a moment.
Martin, you are the new king of Riga. How do you feel?
Flipping amazing. Like, I came here this weekend trying to get past the top 16, and to come out on top is just, I'm pretty emotional right now. Like, it's just absolutely crazy. I cannot thank Driftworks enough for like believing in me, providing me with the best car, and we've come onto a new tyre this weekend, Bellino, and I think that has literally just proved that we have got the pace and they are the ones.
Martin, it was making me emotional. Your whole team were just going crazy for you. I was jumping up and down. Everyone is so proud of you.
Yeah, you know, we put so much work into this. Like, I work for myself. We have so much time away from work. These guys work for nothing, like, to come and help me the weekend. And for us to get a result like this is just out of this world. And we are definitely celebrating tonight.
Well, that's it for all of the action from here in Riga. What an incredible event it was. Join us again in a few weeks when we'll be in Ferropolis in Germany and have all of the thrills and spills from a location like no other on the drift circuit. I'm Ed Lee. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.